an emergency plan. Emergency action plan, except as provided 6.4.1. Previously, I also told you about the how we can understand the table of Nfpa. Remember that every code and every table and every clause written here is from Nfpa code 30 book. So please remember this. How we can read this code? Let's suppose 6.4.1 general hazard analysis. We are go to the book. Okay, here is uh, general hazard 6.4.1. Okay, and if you going to go on this point 6.4.1, you just click it and he will take to you on here. Okay, these are the requirements for this general hazard. You got it? So every table and flow we can understand from this. In every NFPA code, not only for 30, for every NFPA code. Engineering evaluations. The extent of fire prevention and control that is provided shall be determined in consultations with the authority having a judicial or a mean of an engineering evaluation of the operation in application of sound fire protection and process engineering principle. I mean, the hazard analysis in engineering evaluation that should be before construction. Okay, there is a plan for protection systems, identification, risk assessment, each and every should be on judicially and on engineering evaluation because they have to make the plan for hazard analysis. And this also impact on the notorious small. We have received a message from his HC manager that my client says we need to install fire dumper in our kitchen. Is it required or not required? Now, this is engineering evaluation that this thing should be installed during construction. That's why engineering evaluation always impact on accident and also impact on the prevention. If there is an incident because of this fire dumper, then this should be an engineering failure. You got my point, hopefully. Everyone, please, I want to say that open your mics, but in silence. If you have a query or question, please ask me and also answer me on it that you understand or not. So, management of change. How is happen? Let's suppose we have a management that is, all the prevention system, evacuation system, installation of equipment, firefighting system have been installed in industrial state. So if the management has been changed, the new management don't know the exact exhaust systems, where are the duct line is going, where is the prevention pipe are going, where is the fire hydrant line going. They don't have a officially recorded the drawing, each and everything. So management of change during the handover takeover, if there was an incident happen, so this is because of the change of management. So management change is also a big impact on incident and during hazard analysis and during risk assessment is impact on every industry or every platform or every hotel or kitchen. We're talking about each and every building that has been a fire production system has been installed. Control of emission sources. I forget the management of change points. If you want to discuss or learn about more deeply, I have this complete topic. So I will share with you in the same group. So you can pick it from it. Management of change is when change occur in the material process, when change occur in the process equipment, when change occur in the process control, when change occur in the operational procedure and assignment. If change occur in these things, there should be impact on your industry, impact on your hotel, impact on your control of emission sources. How we can control the emission sources? What are the precautions that had been taken and prevent to ignite a flammable weapon by source such as the following: open flame. We have to control the open flame. And now you have to know that where the open flame has been trimmed, like for job work, like stove, like kitchen areas, like lightning, not this lighting, the sky lightning, hot surfaces, radiant heat, smoking, cutting and welding, frictional heat, friction or spark, static electricity that has been generated by friction, electrical spark, oven, furnaces, and heating equipment utilized in different places. These are all the things that we have to control the source of the need on these things. What is hot work? If anyone don't understand the part for welding, cutting, every work regarding the hot work, welding, cutting, and similar spark producing operating shall not be permitted in areas containing glass liquids under 37 Celsius until later permitted. So, if you want to learn about the table, this is a very good example in front of us. Just click on which one? Class 1. So, this is a class 1. See, class 1 and class 1 liquid. All explosive, combustible, and flammable liquids are divided in 9 classes. These are the 9 classes you can use everywhere, not only America, in everywhere, all over the world. Same like here he shows you the class 2 or class 3 liquids are above their flash. You have just seen your
Sir,
hand there, right?
uh, sir, kindly give us some examples of static electricity.
Static charge, yes, yes. Static charge has been made from fiction. In our schools, we have examples like when we go power. Here, there is a static charge has been generated. Nowadays, this static charge has been generated during in which areas where mostly metal has been utilized. Here we have all equipment such as tank, machinery, piping shall be designed and operated to limit the generation of static electricity. As I told you that static electricity has been found on that areas there was a mostly metal has been utilized. So the metal that we are using on that area should be protected. Equipment that has been used like machinery, piping, designed, operated, limit to the nated, it should be static. Or we can go with the PVC. The static load should be less than the SS. So in these areas, we can go metal to PVC or RVC or HPC. We can reduce the static electricity. All metal equipment such as tanks, machinery, and piping shall be banded and grounded. When they are banded and grounded, there is no static electricity should be in charge. Okay, so hopefully, I think Adnan, your concept has been clear regarding static electricity. Detection and alarm system and procedure. Just remember that we are discussing only the topic flammable and combustible liquids. This chapter, this topic only covers Nfpa code 30, flammable and combustible liquids, handling, procedures, safety, and their prevention. Okay. So for these flammable and combustible liquid, what kind of detection system we install? Okay, well, I have a question here. Can anybody tell me what is the best identification system for flammable, liquid, and combustible material? We are now on slide. Their detection and alarm system and procedures. Okay. Now we are going to prevention systems for flammable liquid and combustible materials. What is the best extinguisher system for flammable liquid and combustible materials?
Sir, we can use DCP, dry chemical powder.
No, no, no. Oh, you have to answer the only one and
Sir,
choose the best one.
sir, if If flammable liquids and combustible material are stored in a closed container or warehouse, so we may install a sprinkle system like like FM 200 gas or other water sprinkle system for combustible materials, and for flammable we use FM 200 gas, which is environment friendly and extinguish the fire by cooling.
Anyone else? We can go next slide. I will ask it again. Detection and alarm system and procedure. An approved means shall be provided for prompt identification for fire and emergency to those identification and instruction plan in accordance with the section. Okay. Now in this slide, it shows that we have to install the detection system where we have stored our flammable and combustible materials like warehouses, like you know the area that we have stored our flammable and combustible material, and also the area we are going to utilize like chemical industries that they are using chemical and making the chemical devices or chemical liquids like furnace like each. Well, I have a lot of question example you have is so they have to install detection and alarm system in their industries and also in their warehouses. So what is the purpose of this detection system? They just notify you. As previous in topic, I told you that what is the working principle of FAC and what is the working principle of smoke detectors and also the working principle of the symptom each and everything. Those areas, including buildings where potential exists for large, one liquid point well shall be monitored as appropriate. The following method shall be permitted to be used. First observation of patrol, I mean, if there is no detection system, then there should be a person who is 24 or 7 assigned on that area. They are patrolling and like watching on that area and understand that everything is going great. If there is something issue, they have to report it. Another point, process monitoring equipment that would indicate a spill or leak would have occurred. We have to install process monitoring equipment. That equipment indicates you if there is something going leak on that pipeline or something leak on surface or something leak from tank or something leak from a pipeline or something leak on uh, you know leak from cane or storage drum. So this uh, indicate you and that there is something wrong in your warehouse or industry. So you receive signal and you know that there is something going wrong on that area. So you can go there and recover that area. Provision of gas detector to control stimulating that area and facility are unattended. If both things are not available, so you have to install the detection systems. That detection system activated only when there is a fire or smoke. No, just these are steps. First of all, he detained personal observation. I mean, he have a manpower. He sent the person. Visually he can check out all the install process monitoring equipment because gas detection system, smoke heat detection system is third or final that can only be indicate when there is something going wrong. I mean, is the gas released, fire happened, okay, smoke initiated, so they can activate your alarm system. Next topic is related to fire detection system. What kind of fire protection and suppression system we installed? Yeah, that is the question. Also, we can found your answer from this slide. This specific this section identify, recognize fire protection and fire suppression systems and method used to prevent or minimize the loss from fire explosion in ignitable, flammable, combustible liquid processing facility. The application of one or on combination of these system and method as well as the use of fire resistant materials shall be determined in the according section with 6.3 and 6.4. Fire protection system installation, and he just gave you a, if you want to see the table, you can go with the same on that book and you can check it from this. Okay. What are the protection system now we can install on that area that is suitable for that location? 6.7.2 says a reliable water supply or either suitable fire control agent shall be available in pressure and quantity to meet the demand indicated by the specific head. First of all, we have to understand the hazard. What kind of hazard and what kind of material we have installed on that warehouse or on that location. I mean, there is some kind of chemical in that warehouse or in the industry or in that location. So, is the water suitable for it? No, water is not suitable. Is it DCP suitable for it? No, DCP is not suitable. So we have to choose the best extinguisher agent as per the type of glass. Which glass? I already showed you the table. So this table is most important for you. You have to remind this table that what are the materials, what are the flammable liquids in this table, and what is this glass. On that on that table, you know the activity, flammability, and toxicity of that flammable liquid. So you know that what is extinguishing agent best for it and what extinguisher is not allowed on this. So you can install the best protection system as per the requirement of that flammable liquid or material or combustible material. Got it? Permanent connections between the fire water system and any process system shall be prohibited to prevent contamination of water with process fluid. Understand? Very important. It's clearly mentioned that permanent connection between the fire water system and the process system shall not be prohibited. Okay. Where required by this chapter, hydrant with or without simulator nozzle shall be provided in accordance with Nfpa 24. The number and placement shall be depend on the hazard of facility. The facility, how big this facility is, what is the premises of that facility, and what kind of hazard material has been stored around it. So it should depend on again that facility. So we can install fixed monitors or hydrants as per the required facility. Where the need is indicated by the hazard of ignible, flammable or combustible liquid processing storage or exposure as determined by section 4. Fixed protection system shall be provided. What is fixed protection system? Braking system, wet chemical system, FM200, NAVIC. These are all the fixed protection systems. Okay. We are required by this chapter and 5 all systems, extinguishers, and mobile phone operators shall be appropriate to the specific hazard. Again, the conclusion of this slide is if we are going to install the fire protection system for flammable liquid and combustible material, then we must know the severity of this flammable liquid or flammable or combustible material. And to understand the severity, you have to understand the table. And as per the severity, as per the area, as per the requirement, you can choose the execution agent. Any question from this slide? And don't worry about the language barrier, okay? If you speak, you can learn. If you can speak, you can learn. Just remember, IEP, Industrial Explosion Protection System. This explosion protection system installed mostly in chemical industries that protect the explosion. Okay, this the application of one of a combination of recognized explosion protection and explosion suppression system and method used to prevent or minimize the loss from explosion in ignitable, flammable, combustible liquid facilities, as well as the use of fire-resistant material shall be determined in accordance with section 6.3, 6.4. These protection systems specially installed in highly flammable and combustible material industries where there is a chance of explosion. I want to tell you that a lot of incident happens in every year in chemical and liquid industries. You also have examples that a lot of persons dead and there's nothing has been remained on that industry. Okay, so this explosion protection system is a part of this industry that they should have to install it. We are discussing fire protection and suppression system, and this is also in the fire protection systems part. Okay, IP, IEP system, industrial explosion protection system. You can search it from Google, no problem. Where required by the engineering evolution specified in 6.4, where there is a provide explosion protection system shall incorporate one or more of the following methods of protection. And what are the following methods are? You can check it on. When you are going to read Nfpa codes, just remember one thing, we cannot add any word from our side. Just remember. That was, you can say, the process of Nfpa, or they don't want to share their internal information with anyone, any country. Okay. So that way, maybe they have added everything with clause, with code, with table, because no one can change it itself. Okay. So we have to follow that code. What kind of emergency planning and training we need when we are handling, shifting, we are, storing flammable and combustible materials. First of all, we have a written emergency action plan. Every industry, every multi-story building, every place must have written emergency action plan. In case of emergency, what would they do? That is a consist with availability equipment and personnel shall be established to respond to fire and related emergency. Like in case of emergency, what is the responsibility of that? Who is the person to evacuate that area? Who is responsible for the fire? Who is responsible for the gas leakage? Who is responsible for the water leakage? Who is responsible for headcount? Each and everything is written on that emergency. So what is the procedure? We have to follow these points. Procedure to be followed in case of fire are release of liquid vapors such as sounding the alarm, notifying the fire department, evacuating personnel, and controlling and extinguishing the fire. The procedure should be include all these things. Planning of effective fire control measures shall be coordinated with local emergency response agencies. When you are going to plan emergency action plan, you should involve local authorities, industries. Like here we are in NEOM. In NEOM, we have emergency action plan, but we have a coordination with civil defense. We have a coordination with health ministry. We have a coordination with public safety. We have a coordination with fire departments. In case of emergency, we coordinate with them. Seems like in your country that if you are going to establish emergency evacuation plan, emergency action plan, you must, coordinate with the local authorities. Procedure shall be established to provide for safe shutdown of operations under emergency condition and for safe startup following sessions of emergency. This session also depends that in case of emergency, how you can safely shut down the location or shut down the industry or shut down the building or hotel, each and everything, and how you can safely start it. The emergency procedure shall be kept readily available in the operating areas and shall be change are identified in. Let's suppose there is something change in the building, there's something change in the equipment, there's something change in the management, there's something we already discussed these things, that it's something change in the engineering control. So we have to update our action plan also according to this. If there is a new asset phase, if there is a no space for assembly point, if there is something you change in the chemical, if something you add the new chemical, or you are, let's suppose first you are using vans for shifting, now you are using trailer for shifting. So you have to change the action plan. Procedure should also be made for inspection and testing of associated alarm, interlock, and control system. There should also be a procedure that shows that monthly, quarterly, or biannually or annually there is inspection, testing, and maintenance has been going on for all fire protection and firefighting equipment and procedure system. Inspection and maintenance. 6.10. All fire protection equipment shall be properly maintained and periodic inspection. I already told you that what is the you know criteria as per, yeah, inspection and testing, like quarterly, monthly, or biannually. So water-based fire protection shall be inspected, tested, and maintained. What is the point we are discussing? The point of maintain and operate practices shall be established and implemented to prevent and control leakage and spillage of ignitable liquids. Maintenance and operating practices. In case of spillage leakage, what is the handling procedure?
Leakage from where, sir? What kind of leakage?
Flammable combustible material were topic. Hopefully, we can just discuss about these two top liquids. I mean, chemicals or flammable liquid. All type of them we already discussed. We have a 9 different classes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. In case of any leakage from combustible or flammable material
No,
from our
only
warehouse or
liquid. We are
anywhere,
talking about
first
all
of all,
liquids only.
okay, okay. In case of liquid, we have a standard procedures in our industry. We also have a closed diked outside our storage containers or storage tank. So the flammable material of liquid enclosed in that container. In case of leakage from piping or other equipments, then we first of all install the containment so that we contain that liquid to the particular point or drain channel or extra line so that fire doesn't happen. Then we have to enclose that area, that no hot work should be performed in that area, and no spark or static charge should be given to that flammable material liquid. And then at the end we have to close the loop of the loop or circuit that where from the liquid is coming out, or then the if we could not line or equipment, should go for the shutdown.
Okay. And also got also add the spill kit. Okay. Spill kit should be present on that area.
For
When we are talking about the liquids, chemical also the part of liquids.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. I told you that we have to discuss only the uh, diagram we have. I mean the form we have. I mean we have a chart, so we can only discuss the liquids that are flammable liquid. So it's chemical, it's gas, it's LPG, it's LNG. So we have some also liquid gas. But when we are discussing about the liquid, so they are all liquid should be in this class. Okay. Combustible waste
Okay,
material
thank
shall
you.
be kept to minimum and stored in metal waste, except to list combustible waste. Just sorry.
Okay,
Yes, please.
sir. First of all, if we have a spill or leakage, then our first priority should be to save people and property and the environment. and the methods that we can use for this leakage or spills control. That is maybe absorption, and blackening covering we can use also. And after that, we can make the dams or diking or diversion or retention
Okay.
as per the situation.
Yeah, as per situation, probably this thing is mostly impact on the situation. What is the situation on that time? What is the hazardous material that we are going to handle? What kind of liquid has been drained? What kind of PP do we required? What is the flashment of that liquid? Every point is most important, okay, that we have to decide before to control and before to, contaminate this liquid, okay.
Okay, thank you.
These all points as mentioned here is regarding to inspection and maintenance of that areas of that location where we install the combustible and flammable liquids. Okay, you can read it, and if you have a query, you can ask the question later. Okay, contaminant drainage and spill control. Ignitable, flammable, and combustible liquid shall not be released into where from drain. This uh, slide is this slide explain you about the drainages, okay, where we can uh, drain our chemicals, the extra chemical, or we have a lot of example in our country also that where the chemical has been going to drain and canals and each and everywhere, and seas also. You can see that they are draining and sea draining and the water lines everywhere. So in this slide, we can discuss that we cannot so we cannot drain this liquid and chemical our into our usable water, into our lines, or in our environment. Got it? Only, only designing that will control, it can decontaminate and drainage that has been made for specially these these liquids and these chemicals. Design intent, what's design? The facility shall be designed and operated to prevent the discharge of liquid to public waterway, public sphere, or adjoining property as determined by regulatory requirement and the requirements of section 12. Okay? That only be required and only be made for this liquid should be drained or discharge that liquid on that way, not in the public waterway. Foul control. Where required by other chapters, foul control shall be provided in accordance with the 6.12. What is 6.12? Buildings or portions, therefore, use of storage of ignitable flammable combustion liquid in individual containers having a capacity of more than 55 gallons shall be provided with the spill control to prevent the flow of liquid to adjoining areas. Okay. Where spill control is required, float in indoor locations and similar surface indoor locations shall be constructed to contain a spill from the largest single vessel by one of the following methods. So, if we are going to follow the method, so we can get this law and table from Nfpa 30. Okay? You can only focus on the building or portions there. They are for use to store liquid, whereas the capacity of individual vessel exceed. We already discussed this. I think same is actually same for spill and same for secondary contaminant. Okay, where secondary contaminants are required, floor in the indoor location and similar surface in indoor location shall be accepted combustible from the largest. These are the same he used for the spill control and he's choosing for the secondary contaminants. Okay, drainages If drainage is used, it shall meet the requirement of section 3.2, where a drainage system is used to remove liquid from the fire area. It shall direct liquid leakage and fire protection water to an approved safe location without creating any additional exposed hazard. Drainage system there he is choosing, he says that it should be a direct liquid leakage system. Okay, and fire protection water is an approved safe location without, if there is no any other linked line with it, only that liquid line should be exact from that drainage. Okay, if drainage system are connected to public or private sewer or discharge into waterways, the drainage system shall be equipped with traps and separates. There should be a different drainage system shall be designed to handle the antiseptic liquid flow, including fire protection water. Okay. Curbs, copper, or special drainage system shall be permitted to be used. An open gated trench across the width of the opening side of the room that drain to a safe location shall be permitted to use an alternative to a LRM. These are the points for drainages. In conclusion of this slide is, again, I'll tell you that how we can drain the liquids and chemicals from our premises. I mean, the industry we're working, it will have a lot of chemicals and wastage, chemical wastage and medical wastage. Some time also the grain wastage that has been contaminated with the chemicals and medicine. So the line should be different. Line should be fire protected. Different line from other. Do not mix with private lines and water supply lines and the government lines. If there is going to mix with them, there should be a separate and with color coding also. So this slide is covering only this portion. So it's little bit complicated, but please try to understand it wording, and if you have a query, please ask me. We can discuss it. It's a special team for this purpose. It is handling this lake where they have a suction machines for it. They are using suction machines to transfer this liquid to in tank, and they can transfer from the area. After such that area, they put a rag on it and also wash that area with water. If water is not usable, like chemical is reacted for this water, they can use AFFF. AFFF cannot use, they can use an other liquid for clean that area. So Calvin. Calvin asking how is that pollution protection system triggered or activated? Calvin, exposure protection system are triggered by detecting an increase in pressure or heat, which then activates the separation mechanism that is release and separating agent like dry powder, liquid detergent, or special chemicals. You are talking about the detection system, yeah, protection system or trigger system.
Yes, sir, I have got it.
Okay, Calvin, listen again. The protection system we are choosing for that explosion system, exposure area. I mean, you say that how is the explosion protection? Explosion protection system seems like our protection system we have installed in different areas. Like in our MEP store, there is the FM200 installed. Exposure area of that area, that where is a possibility of explosion. Understand? First, we have to understand that what kind of explosion area we have that may have chance of explosion. So if there is a chemical utilizing for this explosion system, is it if it's an industry, then we can use IEP system, industrial exposures protection system. If that is not an industry, it's a building like multi-story building or hospital or industries or limited industry, then we can use our protection system we already installed like wet chemical, FM200, like Novik. Okay, and how it's triggered? It's automatically triggered by smoke detector system, detection system, what kind of detection system we are using, like beam detectors, heat detectors, smoke detectors, or any kind of detection system. When will he detect? He sends the message to trigger control, and then he activates the protection system. I mean the activation system we have installed on that area. Okay, uh, we're reaching out. It's a pinching time. If anyone have a question, please ask me. Or after that, you can send me a message in the group. I will share the presentation in the group, and also if someone need any other document or data, please just text me. I will send you. Okay, guys. Take care. And, have a great day.